Hello, my name is Dimaris Marcial, and I'm one of the contributors to the Mi María project. Today, I'm here with Dimaris, a recent master's graduate. Dimaris, can you please say your full name, age, and where you are sheltered?
I'm Dimaris Molina. Nice to meet you all. I'm from Utuado and my age is 29.
How are you doing? Like, there's a lot going on right now. What do you think about it?
Well, we have experienced a lot, Hurricane Maria, Irma, and then after that it became in this year 2020 we experienced earthquakes and now the pandemic coronavirus, which is worldwide.
Yeah.
So it's pretty overwhelming and a lot of since I believe that into all the countries in the world, Puerto Rico has been suffer a lot with hurricanes, earthquake, and the coronavirus.
During this situation, like, were your studies affected in
Well,
some way?
in Hurricane Maria, my fieldwork wasn't affected because I did it way before the hurricane. But then after the hurricane, since we didn't have electricity, I didn't have resources or time to write my thesis. So that's why it got extended my thesis a little bit. So I finished in 4 years instead of three, which is normally students finish their master degree. So I finished it, and then after that, I had to wait a whole year because of my graduation. As I finished in May 2018, they mentioned that I have to wait until summer 2019 to graduate because I finished my master's degree in summer.
Um, like, okay, so like we're going on with this pandemic issue. Like, is there something special or unusual that you're doing right now? Like cooking, sewing, writing, something that you're totally like doing while we're in this lockdown situation.
Okay, well, I have been doing a lot of cooking. I have been doing desserts and food and all things combined, like looking at YouTube channel to cook because um, I really wanted to learn many skills. Also, I have been doing a lot of workouts because I'm very I love exercise, but since this pandemic, I can't go running or go to the gym or anything. So I figured just to do exercise at home. So I do different types of videos in YouTube to keep up more exercise. I do exercise Monday through Friday, and on the weekend I just like don't do exercise. Also, I've been doing a lot of drawing, because I did my minor in art, so I wanted to accomplish more skills in drawing. I've been participating in webinars that offers from the organization Burst Caribbean, which I did a little bit of research with them before the coronavirus. So they offer different webinars of different topics, and one of the topics is drawing. So very different drawing skills. Also, I have been taking courses from Cornell University that they have a web page called Berkeley Academy, and they offer a small courses and other big courses related to birds because that's what I'm interested in continuing in a PhD project. And also, well, listening to music, playing piano. I try to do many things. Also, try to talk with my friends on Zoom or Google Meet or the phone. So, because it has been really hard for me to meet up with my friend because of the coronavirus. So, little by little, doing many different types of things.
So, would you say like you were affected personally, or was also your family affected by this pandemic?
Well, for the pandemic, and including the earthquakes and the hurricane, first of all, in Hurricane Maria and Irma, we were very affected, but especially my grandmother, because my grandmother, she's now she can't walk anymore. She's in her bed, and right after the hurricane, she began to experience dementia, and she got really, really scared because of the hurricane. So it was really hard for us in this situation. And then after that was the earthquake, so she got really scared, and my family got scared as well. And in the coronavirus, for I think the member that is most affected in that is my mother, because she got really scared when she heard the news about this coronavirus. She's a pharmacist, so she's more in the health um, in this area, so she knows that it's very difficult for people, and she's trying to make sure that we don't interact with other people. So, and she has to come back to work, which has been very difficult for her because she works in el Fondo del Seguro del Estado in Puerto Rico as a pharmacist, and right now that she hasn't gone to work yet, but they're still paying her, even though they're not working at the moment. But hopefully they're gonna work soon, and that's why she is scared in that particular area. For me, at first, yes, I was scared because of this coronavirus, but I think the most important thing is to be precautious and had all the security measure, like your face masks and gloves and whatever you do. Don't interact or don't be in places where there are very crowded people in closed spaces, like the movie theater or concerts. Or if you want to go out, then you can go more in open places when there are less people, like you can go to the mountains or maybe to the park or the beaches, but always remember to be precautious in this area. So
Was
that's
it, I'm sorry, was it difficult like to find food, water, and like the things like for the pandemic? How difficult would you say like it was for you guys to try to find those items?
well, for first, my mother was the one that she went to the supermarket because she didn't want my dad to go, because my dad has asthma, has he's being at he went to heart surgery because he had a heart attack. So for the four of us, my grandmother is the one that she could be affected with the virus easily, and second of all, my father because of his condition. So she went to the supermarket, but she got really scared of going there because, well, she even though she was protecting herself, she was scared with the other people that could have this virus. And then after that, my uncle, he decided to do the grocery store. So basically, we do it like we write him a list like once a week, and then he goes, he protects himself and everything with masks and everything, but he's not scared like my mother is. So right now he's doing the grocery. My mom uh, lends her the list and give her the money, and then my uncle do the rest. So
Um,
for that, we that's how we do it.
so do you like see any connection between what we passed through after Hurricane Maria and the times we're going through right now?
Like, but what you mean, like connections?
Like, okay, like when I mean like connection is like what we're going through right now with the situation in Puerto Rico
Mm-hmm.
about like the necessity and everything. Would
Mm-hmm.
you relate it to Hurricane Maria, or there could be a connection? Like,
Well, there is a little bit of connection that we had to stay in home, but in difference of Hurricane Maria, here in Utuado, we didn't have water or electricity. So that was quite a challenge for us. And we don't have planta in here in my house, so we always like with candles or flashlights. So yes, there is a little bit of connection between these two events, but I think that with with Hurricane Maria and Irma, I think we were most affected because Utuado was one of the towns that it was really, really devastated and affected by both hurricanes. Like we lost bridges, um, we lost electricity, water. Like we didn't have water or electricity for like months. So like water came first, and then after like 3 4 months then we have electricity. So for the food it was very difficult because we didn't have electricity, so we only had to have dry food, not cold food or anything food that you had to put in the refrigerator. So or cook it because our stove is not gas, it's electric, so we had to manage on the food. So in this case, in the pandemic, we have sorted the food, but the other thing is that we are not, like, if we go out, we go in specific places, like go to the doctor or go to the bank if it's necessary. If not, we just stay here.
So, did you learn anything after Maria that could help us in this situation we're going through?
Well, I did learn that you have to be, let me see how to explain this. So, like, people, they said that they understand that material is important, but in this case, you have to like mention that the family and life is very important. And after experiencing hurricanes and earthquakes, I believe that it's very important to have a good shelter, a family that is right beside you, and to survive, because these two atmospheric, just like, for example, if there is a hurricane and your house is built on cement, then you don't have a problem. But if it's an earthquake, you will have a problem. So I think that we have to cherish the moment and cherish what we have, like not complaining that I don't have this, or I wish I had more. Like, I think that that's the most important, what you have to cherish the moments, even though these are have to be difficult moments, and also be prepared. Be prepared for the hurricanes. Be prepared for the earthquake, especially in this. We still experiencing earthquakes. Like the hurricanes is starting the season, but the earthquakes we don't know when it's gonna finish because we don't. It's unexpected, this event. So that's why we share this to tell all people that this has been really hard. And people said other people doesn't have experienced any of these two events, but somehow they could relate, and other people could have related of where we going through. My experience, when I went to, after Hurricane Maria and Irma, I went to a conference, and many people from that conference university, they always ask, how's your family, how's everything, I heard the news. And like people were like very interested and very worried about Puerto Rico. So I think that this will help us to be more, like, more good, and be to put each other's shoes of the different people. So yeah.
So taking that, do you say they would you want? Is there anything that you want people to know about Puerto Rico right now or about this situation?
Well, right now, that I could tell that even though Puerto Rico, we are a small island, we're survivors, and we wanted to move forward. And this has been really hard on us. So I know that the pandemic is worldwide, but no one, other people than only the Puerto Rican will understand that we experience earthquakes and hurricanes. So has been a really, really tough events for us. So I'm just saying that it's very difficult for us at this moment. So we really appreciate it when the people say everything is okay, or your family are all right, so they could understand that we're not suffering of only one event. We're suffering in three events, and at the same time, we're trying to figure out how to come up with a plan and come up with emergency plans to help people not get their homes destroyed and everything. So that's why I wanted to mention that in consideration of Puerto Rico, and that we don't give up. That's another thing. We never give up. We're perseverance. If we fall thousand times, we get up a thousand one. So I think that's really remarkable for the Puerto Ricans.